Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. West with a T on the end of it. West. Man, he sure gets talked about a lot, right? Wes Watson. Everybody hates Wes. But according to Wes Watson in his Vlad interview, everybody hates on Wes. Look, I'm going to tell you, when you first come on the scene and you're sitting at a park bench and you're bald as tomorrow, right? And you got pigeons shitting on your head and you're screaming and you're yelling and you're spitting and you're telling all these prison stories and you're all muscled up and your veins are popped out and your holes from the trend is leaking. People are going to interpret that as just a little too much, right? Look, Wes Watson's stories were definitely dissected, redissected, and confirmed as false, right? But one thing I can say about Wes Watson was he was always
that one, right? He was always that
one. Look, Wes Watson is on his way to prison. You can slice it, dice it, and cut it any way you want. He is looking at a prison term now. He went on Vlad TV and did an interview. And I've waited to do my basically reaction to it. I can't actually react to the footage of what he said on Vlad TV because Vlad don't play that, right? But one thing I can say is I can break it down to you in the best way possible, how I feel some of the things he said were straight up ow boo-boo. Facts, right? Without hating, because I know Wes doesn't deserve to get hated on. I'm going to keep it real, and I'm going to tell you why I feel that way and why I feel his demise and the things that he's going through right now. This guy needs help, not hurt. He needs help, not hate. He needs the H word, but not the hate word, right? So this man says he is facing 25 years in prison for that assault. I call caca. I call bullshit. He's not going to do nowhere near. He's not going to touch nowhere near 25 years. In fact, this man might not even go to prison. He might just get an extended stay in county jail. He might get some probation. He might get a slap on the wrist because I'm sure he has enough money to get himself a good lawyer, right? And this lawyer is smart enough to keep extending this case and continuing it. But as of right now in January, he is going to go on trial, Wes Watson, for the assault in, of course, that Miami gym where him and allegedly a few of his friends decided to jump on a black man, on a brother, right, who approached Wes for that fight. But at the same time, West was woofing a lot of that high power shit on social media, calling everybody out, saying anyone that wants that smoke, pull up. So when someone did pull up with a little bit of smoke in mind, right, Wes Watson gave him all that smoke, but not by himself. Now, we've heard a lot about what Wes Watson is facing, but he had a lot of crimies right there. There was a lot of other people that were involved in that case. Let's see if Wes holds his mud. Let's see if Wes Watson sticks to the grind and doesn't say too much about Dumbbell Rob. We know they've had a falling out, so we'll see. He's not facing 25 years. He told Vlad a straight up outright lie. He's not facing no 25. That man at the max is going to do a couple years, maybe 2 to 3 in the Florida prison system. Now, what does that mean for him? That means he's nervous as hell. Wes Watson could put on this fake ass tough guy. He's not scared of anyone. He'll beat anyone's ass. He was running every prison he ever been to, but those have already been deciphered and those have already been stamped as lies. Wes Watson never ran any prison, never controlled any prison yard, never called shots, never did any of that. That's all a figment of his imagination, right? And his imagination is his truths, because that man is such a narcissist and an asshole that he actually believes that that's true, that he did all those things, all those make-believe videos, all those make-believe stories. Some of them had some truth to them. Of course, you interwove truth with fiction, right? That man, fiction and nonfiction and all kinds of things were going on. That man didn't do everything he said he did, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. That means he's an idiotic person. That means he's made some mistakes in his life. But does he deserve to go to the Florida system and get beat up on? Does he deserve, right, to lose everything that he's worked hard for, that he's worked for, over an assault? Well, when you make idiotic choices, you get idiotic results. I learned a long time ago, man, when you're running your mouth and you're out there claiming to be something, when the time comes, you better be about that. And there's a lot of people that still support Wes Watson because they believe that he was about that when the time came. There's been plenty of times where he's been pulled over or he's been accosted by the police that he stood his ground. He's talked that high power shit. But at the same time, if you read between the lines and watch the videos, he's always implying that he's a superstar, that he's very famous, and that he shouldn't be pulled over, and that he's always getting messed with. Well, you're going to continue to get that bad energy when you put out bad energy. Learned that a long time ago as well, right? Wes Watson will be going to jail. He will be doing some time behind this assault. If he doesn't, it's because he tells on his crimies. It's because he takes a deal and says straight up, hey, look, man, I didn't do that. I didn't intend for them to jump in. They decided to do that. Forget all the N-words he said. Forget all the assaults with belts and kicking people when they're down. Forget all that. Hey, it was all dumbbell rob. Straight up, right? If Wes decides to go that route, what's going to change in his life? 6ix9ine did his thing. No one cares. Look, Wes Watson's going to get looked at the same way he gets looked at pre going to jail and after going to jail. Now, if he does go to the Florida system, the jailhouse, right? Not for 25 years, Wes. Stop lying. I hate when people do that. They try to add numbers and make themselves look tougher. Oh, I'm facing 25. You ain't facing no 25, bro. 10 max, you're not getting that. 2-3 years, maybe, right? That's it. Now, if he does go to the Florida system, it is different from the California system. That man done messed up. You know you done fucked up, right, Wes? Oh, power! You know you done messed up. And of course, WAC 100 will get the paperwork. You done messed up. Because in the Florida system, it's different. The majority of that system are brothers, right? Black dudes, to which you call the N-word, to which you're tripping on, right? And them brothers right there ain't no jokey joke. Out there in the Florida system, they will tear you apart. Man, they will rip you apart. They ain't playing. Okay? Now, Wes Watson definitely has a lot of fear. And with that fear, you know, he's starting to backslide a little bit. It looks like he's starting to get high. Look, I'm going to say it straight up, no added preservatives. It looks like that man's on a good one. It looks like that man is participating in straight up skiing. You know what I'm saying? He's skiing them Alps, snow all day. That man has lost his woman, who he loves a lot, or he's infatuated with. He's called her over 1,000 times, text messaging her, mentioning her daughter. Just, I mean, anything he could do to get sympathy from a woman that he knows cares about him. But love, I don't think love lives there no more. But it does on his part. So he's lost his woman. He's going to lose his fortune. He's going to lose his fame. He's going to lose his social media, his clout, everything. And he's going to exchange that all for an ass whipping in jail by some brothers for calling them the N-word. Straight up. And that's just how that goes. Now, there's a lot of people that talk a lot of shit about Wes Watson. Okay? There's a difference between really wanting to see that man get hurt and something bad happen to him and just giving him a hard time for the outlandish and stupid things that he says. When he's trying to punk people and disrespecting people and could care less about what people say, that's a perfect opposite. He definitely cares about what everybody says, watches everybody that talks about him, and really cares about his character. See, Wes Watson cares about his character more than anything else. And I know you're saying to yourself, Gun, why are you even talking about Wes Watson? Because I feel sorry for the motherfucker. Pobrecito, I feel bad. Because this man has dug him a hole. A wise man once told me, rest in peace, Josh. He told me this. In order to get up out of that hole, you need to stop digging, right? Homie Hangout gave me that game, and I ran with it, and I'll continue that legacy. But look, facts are, Wes Watson has dug himself a hole, and he's doing the exact same shit he did the first time. See, when he got locked up the first time, here's some behind-the-scenes things. I know a friend of his, or a guy that was his friend until Wes blocked him because Wes owed him money, right? Wes, prior to him getting locked up fighting that case, he started to backslide. He started to get on meth. He started to get on dope. That Range Rover that he always talks about with beaten rims, he sold all that. He was living with some chicks, not paying them rent. He was living in between those chicks in his grandmother's house. Like Wes Watson was really going through some shit. And this is like the repeat. He's a repeat offender. He's repeating exactly what happened last time. See, what happens is when people are facing time and they don't know how to deal with that, even though Wes claims to have done 9 years, which we all know it's about 6 or 7, he has broken it down to the fact that he knows he's going to jail, and so he's backsliding. Instead of trying to build, anything that he has up, trying to establish, trying to put some money to the side, trying to maintain, trying to invest, trying to do all that, we know what Wes is doing. He's doing the same thing he did the first time. He's getting high. He's getting shriveled up. His face is getting sucked up. He's doing and becoming the person exactly everybody knew who he really was. He's an addict that got a little bit of internet fame and let it go to his head. Money changes people. And I've always been told this, and it's true. You could always tell a person that ain't never had money when they get money. They don't know how to act. Instead of investing properly. Now, this man told Vlad that he invested in Blackstone. I don't know what fucking Blackstone is. Is that Vato trying to cook some meat? Is he trying to cook on a Blackstone? Right? Because I don't know what he invested in. I think he meant to say Black Rock, but he said Blackstone because it was a lie. And sometimes when you lie, you have, what is it called? A slip. And he slipped. A lot of the things he told Vlad TV were outlandish, were lies, and he was just trying to play the tough guy. Why would that idiot go on a big platform like Vlad TV? Hey, shout out to Vlad for getting the interview. Vlad he brings you guys those types of interviews on the daily. It's what he does, right? He's just doing his job. But why would that idiot choose to go on a platform like Vlad TV and talk high power shit and act tough? Doesn't he understand that everything he says and does will be held and used against him? Look, court is coming in January. And I think, honestly, I don't think Wes is stupid enough to take this all the way to trial. I believe he's going to take a deal. He's going to try to take the best deal. But I don't know if them deals are not going to entail a little bit of time. And if they do, pobrecito in that Florida system, all that tough guy, all that shot caller, all that, fucking beat your ass, ain't going to work. Them brothers ain't playing no games in there, right? The system is different from the California system. And how do I know that Wes Watson wasn't doing what he said he was doing in the California system? Because I've had family and friends that were actually in Oklahoma and locked up with Wes. They said Wes wasn't doing nothing but working out and begging everyone for eggs and extra milk and protein. Man, he loved him some peanut butter. I'm just saying, right? Look, Wes Watson gets hated on a lot. He gets disrespected a lot. That's a lot of weight to bear, especially when you're looking at time. And why would this idiotic individual go on Vlad's platform and woof that high power shit? Look, everyone that likes you, Wes, likes you. Everyone that doesn't, don't. That's just the way it works. It works for me like that. It works for you like that. In life, some people don't like you based on your character, and some people don't like you. You're just going to judge a book by its cover. And you can't change the feelings of anyone. And those that later on decide, man, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I went too hard in the paint. Maybe I directed my fashion the way I shouldn't have. It's already too late. The deal is done. The bet is made. Now Wes got to lay in it. I've always said that Wes Watson was a character that lies. He has lies giving lies piggyback rights. He does a little too much when it comes to the prison genre. And those that have actually done time felt a little disrespected because it's like, come on, bro. People are buying this bullshit. Bunch of socas slurping it up with a super straw, right? The facts are that time has came and went. Everyone has exposed Wes for the time that he's done, the reasoning behind it, and what he did on them yards. I'm done with that bullshit, man. I really, truly feel sorry for this guy. I believe the hate has turned him out. I believe the hate, the women, the money, the cars, all that has turned Wes out, man, and he's definitely skiing downhill. This guy doesn't deserve, nor does he need any more hate. Yeah, he's an asshole. There's a lot of assholes in the world. I'm considered an asshole by a lot of people, right? But it doesn't mean that people don't have feelings and don't have emotions, man. I see all these videos made about Wes, man, and I watch them and I laugh and I have a good time because I know most of them are directed at just being at comedy and just having a good time exposing this guy. But I don't hate Wes. And I pray, man, that Wes does better in his life. Now, I see a video that was put out yesterday by Dubs, right? And I know Dubs, man, in that alpha male genre, likes to have fun, likes to pick at him a little bit, likes to have a good time, right? And it's not directed. I've talked to Dubs behind the scenes about it. It's not directed at hatred. He doesn't want hurt to come to West or pain or anguish. It's just fun. It's content. It's social media. That's what we do. Best believe, man, West will direct his wrath at anyone the moment he gets a chance. And that's just the truth of it. The facts are, right, that I believe, honestly, that Wes Watson needs a lot of help. And in comes JD Delay. Okay, JD Delay, man, has grown his channel, has been a responsible person for a long time, has showed that you could go from the gutter, man, to something other, right? He done came up. He's a big presence in the social media game. His platform has done tremendous numbers. He deserves everything he gets because he's put in that hard work. A little bit of luck, a whole lot of charisma will do that for you. He's got over 1.5 million subscribers, and he deserves every single last one of them, right? For those that hate and he gets hatred, man, keep on doing what you're doing. Like I said, Dre Day only made JD's payday. Now, JD Delay actually expressed a video, actually put out a message that he straight up from his heart put out to Wes, and he wanted to help Wes because you could see the addiction. You could see what Wes is going through. You could see on that Vlad TV interview, Wes was basically crying out for help. That tough guy, look, he was being more tough than his head, and his head was shrinking at the same time. You ever seen someone with big shoulders and skinny face? That was Wes. He definitely was on a good one. That when he was drinking, he was shaking. 25 years, right? That fool was going through it. Now, at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, JD reached out directly to Wes and expressed trying to help him. He's a life coach. He is someone that deals with addiction and knows the signs of it because he dealt with it for years. And he reached out to Wes, and Wes turned down that fade. He turned down the help. Pride, ego, narcissism, all them words blend into one when it comes to Wes Watson, and they're getting in the way. This man really needs help. His woman's definitely not there for him. She was there for him for the good times, but man, she's not there for the bad times. This guy has no friends. He's pushed away any friend. Where's big boy Calvin? Orderly Calvin. Attention on the theater. We need to see where Calvin's at. Where is Calvin? Okay, where's Jake Johns? Where's Calvin? Where's all these people? Where is Cali Muscle, right? Where's all these guys that were friends of Wes, Dumbbell Robs and Puggy Watson and all these guys? We don't see no Pug Watsons. We definitely see Trans Watson, but we don't see Pug Watson. Where you at? Where are you at, man, when this guy needs you? Because he definitely is in trouble. He's facing time. And the thing is, truly, unless you know about doing time, look, when you go back, oh, how it hurts. Oh, how it. I'll tell you guys right now, man, I did several years on the installment plan, over 19 total, right? And this last time I did a little measly old chicken shit 5 days in the county was the worst time I ever did in my life. I was on that phone. Pizza? You're eating pizza? And I don't even fucking like pizza. For real, what's on it, right? Pepperoni? Pepperoni. Like, hey, I felt like slot chunk, right? Baby Ruth. I was all stressed out. Hey, I was looking at the food like, damn, just 3 days ago, man, I was eating righteous, knowing I was getting out in 2 days, but couldn't stand the heat and was trying to get up out the kitchen, but there was nowhere to go. Wes Watson is going to go do some time like that. So he's stressed out the game. And when he needs friends and when he needs people to help, he denies them because he has this tough guy image that he needs to uphold. Look, man, that shit he did, all them lies that he said on Vlad TV are going to catch up to him. And they're going to impact. That's an impact statement. They're going to impact his trial. So I believe wholeheartedly, man, that was definitely a wrong move going on Vlad TV and saying all the bullshit that he said. Oh, yeah, man, I got 20 million in Blackstone. Vlad was like, is that right? From the, he does it from a screen. He's not really there. It was a trip just listening to Wes scream and yell and lie after lie after lie about how tough he is, how hard he is, how he'll kill everyone, how he'll do this. Man, you can't be making these threats on social media when you're on trial fighting time. What kind of idiot is this? The best kind, right? This is Wes Watson for you. Look, man, JD Delay put it out there. He wants to help Wes. And of course, man, that's not his responsibility. And whether Wes accepts it or not, I believe he should sit down and actually have a conversation, and come to find out they might have a lot more in common than Wes knows. See, that's the thing with Wes. He doesn't know how to have a simple conversation. He always has to be braggadocio. He always has to have the last word. He always has to be that one. And that is why people hate him. That is why people don't like Wes Watson. I don't believe he's a bad person at heart. I believe he's a confused person that thinks his shit don't stink, but I don't think he's a bad person. I seen in that Vlad TV interview when he was talking about his ex Angie's daughter, man, as his own daughter. You could see the look in his eyes. There was real anguish there and hurt. Well, you ain't going to get to see her no more. Not because you're going to go do time, because there are women that are strong and will stay down with you. You're not going to get to see her, Wes, because you fucked off that relationship talking about having sex and stuff in front of her and all kinds of these weird things you were saying. It's just a trip, right? Angie couldn't put up with no more. Dumbbell Rob couldn't put up with no more. Puggy Watson couldn't put up with no more. King Gazoli says, if you bite my penis, I will put up with it more, Wes. There's a lot of people, man, that are tripping on Wes Watson. And I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not one of them, man. I actually hope that in doing his time, he doesn't get beat up, because I believe, man, when he gets to that jailhouse, it's going to be all bad. He knows it. I know it. The trend dealer knows it. And now the coke dealer knows it. Vlad definitely knows it. With that being said, let me know what you think. Do you think he should accept JD DeLay's offer, man, and have that conversation and possibly get some help from someone who's actually been through it? Or do you think Wes Watson just needs to be a man, go in there and make up some more prison stories, and we'll see what happens? I don't know. Guess we're going to find out. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. And I believe, honestly, that Vlad TV interview was all bad for him. Not for Vlad, but for Wes. Definitely. Bang, bang.